Hello there, my name's Franz. This is myboxingcoach.com. First ever video today on mixed martial arts, or boxing versus mixed martial arts, and my 80-20 theory about how the two things relate. I've just been asked lots about doing something like this. I have a lot of mixed martial artists who come and use the YouTube site on my boxing coach site. I'm asked lots, but I'm always very careful about the advice I give because I'm not an MMA coach. I'm a boxing coach. I also get asked a lot, for instance, about street fighting. Look, I'm not someone who's expert in street fighting. I'm expert at boxing. The things relate, but I'm always very uncomfortable giving out advice to people who may be in situations where they can get hurt. You know, not going to apologise for that. So this stuff I'm talking about today is very much a theory. I've talked about it quite a bit with mixed martial artists, but I've never used it in a training camp over, say, 8 weeks with an MMA fighter, with 2 technical clinics a week, for example, and then watching how it translates into actual activity in the ring. So it is a theory, okay? And it's my 80-20 theory. And that means that I believe that 80% of what I coach as a boxer would get an MMA fighter really badly hurt in their sport. Okay, it would be an absolute liability. However, 20% of what I coach would be a unique advantage and really helpful. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk about the similarities between the two codes, talk about the differences, and really focus on one key difference. Should be fairly self-explanatory, but I hope I get my point across. We'll find out. Let's talk about the similarities. Number one, both sets of fighters climb steps and get in the ring or the octagon in the first place. That deserves massive respect. Look, I'm not here to denigrate mixed martial arts. It's not a sport that I particularly enjoy watching. Okay, it's not my thing. However, I have super amounts of respect for those who take part. They are fighters through and through, and anyone who climbs them steps, like, I know what it takes to climb these steps and get in that ring time after time against ever more capable and dangerous opponents. They deserve respect, just like fighters, boxers deserve respect as well. Key similarity. The importance of tactics. Tactics are as important, from what I can tell, in the MMA octagon as they are in the boxing ring. And of course, punches get thrown, okay, in both codes. The differences, look, there's obvious differences. The type of gloves, the fighting platform, round duration. I won't go into any of them. But the key difference is another fairly obvious one, in that mixed martial arts have a bunch of other techniques used: grappling, groundwork, kicks. But really the key difference for me is the stance. The stance differences between a mixed martial artist and a boxer. And I believe that this is where the 20%, the 80-20 thing really keys for me. So what I'll do now, we'll jump across and I'll take you through the stance differences as I see it, and I'll talk you through the 5 ranges and just finish off telling you about what that 80% is and why you should avoid it, and what the 20% is and why you should try and use it as best you can. Talk about these two stances. Okay, the boxing stance, more like a fencing style. So think of it in really simple terms. The body is pointed more towards the threat, so my shoulders are pointed more towards the point of threat. There is a line going from the toe on the front foot to the heel on my back foot. Okay, this stance lends itself to much greater mobility, to improved range and power on long-range punching. The MMA style, to me, seems more of a square style, so the body opens up slightly and the back foot is further out. There's a clear gap between the legs, so there's no line from the toe to the heel as such. And this stance, from what I can tell, enables defences against takedowns. So if an opponent comes in low and tries to take the legs, it allows sort of way to go over the opponent and try and gain the upper hand in that type of takedown, and also for defences against kicks. Boxers do use square stances, but I'll explain more in a minute. Okay, so there's the two stances. The boxing stance itself, because of the distribution of my weight is generally central or on the back leg, doesn't lend itself very well to defending against a takedown, because my weight's already back. Someone gets in quick, they can tip me back and I'm going to go back on the floor with them coming down on top of me. I understand that's not a good place to be. So why are these stances important? Well, let's talk about 5 ranges in boxing. I'm out of range. I'm at the edge of range, my punches just fall short. I'm at long range. I'm at mid range. And I'm at close range. I'd say 80% of the boxing coaching I do is, and the detailed stuff and the complex stuff and the advanced stuff, is at close range. So mid to short range. And this is because of all of the varying different types of shots, uppercuts, hooks, the different things you do with your feet, the way in which you place your weight and your positioning, the leveraging out and attacking centre lines and flanks, all of the roughhouse stuff, lots of stuff in there. 20% of what we coach is at sort of long range. There, okay? Just moving to the edge of range and back again, keeping the opponent controlled. And here's the key. All of that stuff I coach there, my view is, if I tried to coach that to an MMA fighter, all I would do would get them hurt, because they'd get taken down, grappled, choked out, smashed, arms ripped out of sockets. You know, boxing at close range, to me, is more of a liability than a positive for an MMA fighter. However, that 20% is incredibly helpful, absolutely key. The thing for an MMA fighter to do is to know when to switch from the boxing stance, so they can, for as long as they want, they can control the range, keep their opponents on the end of these long range bombs, power shots, and not allow the fight to get to close quarters. Fact is, a boxer can retreat much more quickly, under control, throwing shots back, than a boxer can attack under control. The quicker a boxer tries to move forward, the more they get out of control, the more they lean forward, throw the weight in, just generally become untidy. So that long range thing is really, really important. As I say, the key message for the mixed martial artist is to know when to switch from that boxing style stance to their conventional MMA stance, to deal with all of the other myriad of things that they have to deal with in respect to the various skills that they have to apply. As a mixed martial artist, learn the long range boxing piece, spend some time doing that, and know when to switch it off and switch on your full MMA style, and vice versa, when you can go out when you want to control range. That's my 80-20 theory on boxing versus mixed martial arts. I'd love to hear your thoughts. It is a theory, it's there for discussion, so please do throw your observations below. I'll try and get back to them all, but obviously any contribution is really valuable, especially to others who are watching the video. Click the link down to the left, sign up for my new book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. Help you on your journey in boxing, whatever your final destination is. The journey is as important as the destination, I recently learned. Quite like that one. So my name's Fran Sands, this has been my boxing coach. Thanks very much.